Hello.
And go. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that's...
It's a touchy topic.
Yeah, it's a real touchy, real sensitive topic. We're going to talk about racism.
I can't help but laugh.
No, I guess my intentions were just to a little backstory. I just planned on going to the burn area today, get a cup of coffee, sitting in the car with the kids, and eating our cookies and drinking our coffee, and that would be that. But in the process, again, Olivia, baby girl, she says, "Dad, let's make a video." I said, "All right, what do you want to make a video about?" And she says, "Racism." She said with authority. It was a topic that was on her mind. I'm like, why would you want to make a video about racism? And I'm going to hand it over to Olivia now.
I wanted to do a video about racism because yesterday I was playing a game and I had described a person that in the game other people were trying to catch, and I knew who it was, and I described the person as darker skinned. I posted in the comments, I was like, hey, it's the darker skinned girl, because that's all I saw. And in return, people in the comments started posting that I was racist, and that brings me to believe some people don't really know what the word racist means. And I do not think at all I was being racist. I thought I was being descriptive, and I don't think I should have been called racist for that.
Right. I agree. Racism, if somebody was at the burn dairy and robbed the store and then took off, and you were out on the porch area and you saw the person leave the store, and they said, and the police showed up and asked you, who was it that robbed the store? And you gave a description of the person. You said you actually saw the person, and you said it was a skinny, tall, white guy, right?
Am I being racist?
That's
by
not
calling
being
him a white
racist.
guy?
That's being descriptive. You said you saw him. You know that it was a tall, skinny, white guy, right?
Right.
Now, if you didn't see the guy or the person leaving the store, and you said, I don't know, I didn't see who did it, but it was probably the tall, skinny, white guy,
That is racist.
that's you being prejudiced or showing racism towards a certain race because of your own feelings toward the race, not because of you actually
evidence.
seeing them do it, right? So saying, hey, there's a black guy, or hey, there's a white guy, or hey, there's just noticing somebody. We're all different, and that's how we identify each other is via our differences. Pointing out somebody's differences doesn't make you a racist or a bad person. It might mean that the other person is very insecure, that it bothers them that you're pointing out their differences, but that their feelings aren't your problem, right?
Right.
You know, just because you notice their difference doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a racist. It's my belief that in actuality, and a lot of people disagree with me and think that it's an upside down way of thinking, but I believe that a majority of racists
Come from actually black
are
people.
actually black people. They discriminate more against white people simply for being white
than we do for
them being black. Because they're what if we had, now here's just, and I'm not trying to beat up on black people, I'm really not.
No.
I like black people. They're Mexican people. I like all different kinds of people,
Yes,
right?
and I have a lot of black friends, and I'm not trying to, be mean or anything like that. and that's not why I chose to wanted to make a racist video or a video on racism.
The racist video.
I just said, wow, mess up in words.
Right. And see, that you're scared to talk about it is part of the problem, right? You shouldn't be afraid or scared to speak your mind on any topic. But now I lost my train of thought. Train jumped the tracks.
Oh, you were talking about how you're not trying to be mean to black people, but you think they are the more racist to white people.
Oh, yeah. They are. I believe black people are more racist in a lot of cases, not in all cases. In a lot of cases, more so than white people. What if white people had a college dedicated to nothing more than white people? Right? You would say that was racist. But what is the NAACP? That's a college set up specifically only for black people.
Okay.
If white people did that, we would be called racist. The school would be shut down. You know, there are things that black people do that we can't. You just gleeked all over me.
Sorry.
Keep your mouth shut if you're facing me. I don't even know if that's what that's called, really. I used to call it gleeking or gleeking when I was a kid in school. It's where you lift up your tongue and you use your saliva gland to spit at people. And he just accidentally, I mean, he didn't do it on purpose, but he's drinking his coffee and it must taste good. And he gleeked all over my hand. Nice little bastard.
And I think it is wrong, not wrong, but unfair, I want to say, that black people can get free college because of when they used to be slaves. But I need to say two things about that. Number one, white people were slaves. Number two,
So were Irish. Irish people were some of the first slaves, and so were Chinese.
yeah. And number two, that's their ancestors. That's
Not them.
They were not slaves. The
Right.
people today were not slaves. So why are they getting free college? The slaves should get free college, but they're not slaves.
Right, that would be like you getting paid because your grandfather was used as child labor in a mining camp, right?
Yeah.
Which was very likely the case because your great grandfather, great grandfather came from mining country, coal mining country, and it was very common to use kids in mining camps. They would use children for labor. Yeah, they call it retribution. You know, they're getting something because they were treated poorly. But the thing is, the people that were treated poorly are long dead and past, and the people that are benefiting from it, they're getting retribution, have never been a slave, and the people that are paying the people the retribution were never slave owners.
Huh?
Right?
That's all twisted and.
Right.
Huh?
It's topsy-turvy and upside down and backwards and screwed around, and you can thank the government for that. Well, it's just like all the riots and shit going on right now. Those are planned.
By the government.
I believe they are planned and being instituted intentionally to cause chaos and trouble and wreak havoc. Because I was actually talking to my neighbor about this a few weeks back with this whole Corona thing. I had told my neighbor, I says, you know, the thing that speaks volumes to me and is very impressive to me is that with all these businesses and businesses being shut down and people being put out of work because of the coronavirus and all that, there has been no sort of violence towards one another. There has been no rioting, no looting. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's being peaceful. And we're getting to the end of it, the end of the corona. They're starting to wrap it up and starting to open things up. And what I believe happened, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. What I believe happened, though, was the government didn't get the devastation that they wanted and desired, right? The government wants to destroy. They absolutely do. The more they destroy, the more outcry there is for help from the government, and in turn that gives the government more power, more money, right? That's why they're always going to war. They're always bombing somebody, you know? But I truly believe that they were trying to destroy their own economy, and intentionally hurt their own citizens in order to benefit themselves. I don't doubt that for a minute. When you look at the stimulus package, it was like a $2 trillion stimulus package. Only 25% of that $2 trillion went to the citizens.
Yep.
It was another 1.5 trillion went to other government entities. You know, it's like they kept more of the stimulus package for themselves than actually rather than using it to actually stimulate the economy and help the American people. You know, they benefited from it far more than we did, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to be the ones that have the higher taxes and end up having to foot the bill to pay for that stimulus package, right?
All right.
Anyhow, I digress. Back to the riots and looting and stuff like that. I have seen video footage and stuff like that where, like, hours prior to the looting, entire pallets of loose bricks were set on sidewalks, you know, strategically placed, so that once the looting did start, there was debris and bricks and stuff for people to loot and riot and destroy with. You know, it's like, why would they do that if they didn't want, you know, it's like, come on. And then there was, I saw other video footage where there were people, and they were white people, and you could tell they were white people because you'd see a little bit of their face under their mask, or you'd see a little bit of their arm, and you could tell they were white people.
Pulled up or something.
And they were dressed all in black, and they were trying to disguise themselves, but they were walking through the crowds and then taking hammers and busting windows out and kind of starting, you know, getting everything started and revved up and everything like that for all the looting and rioting. And so I wholeheartedly believe it was laid out and planned. And the when they were burning stuff, there was, you know, just happened to be coincidentally pallets laying right next to. It's like, come on, you know, it's like they laid this all out and it was pre-planned and already. So I don't know, I think it's all bullshit myself, but
It's like they try to think they're building us up. That way, in the end, they can smash us down.
right. And if you look at what started it, I guess, was the black man, I can't think of his name, the black man that was killed by the white cop,
Yeah.
right? That was not right by any means. I mean, it was
really
completely
wasn't.
wrong. But the reason, and I believe that was even part of it, you know, that the whole thing was staged and done intentionally. The reason they used a black man is because everybody has that uneasy feeling when it comes to racism, right? It's like, it's hard to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's like, that's a taboo topic, you know, it's something that makes you uncomfortable. You don't want to talk about it. And it's that feeling that they're trying to stir up, and they're trying to elicit more feelings from you. So if it was a white guy killing another white guy, you'd
It'd
be
be
like,
no big deal.
that guy probably shouldn't have broke the law, you know, and he wouldn't have gotten killed, and it would have been
But it's
hands
a
clean
white
and
guy.
swept under the table, you know, no one would have said two words about it.
Yeah.
But it was a white guy killed by a black guy, and it's not what it should be. Instead of focusing on a black guy being killed by a white guy, you should be focusing on it's an innocent guy being killed by a corrupt guy, right?
Right.
But you get that mix in there, or you get that
Do you have something to blow my nose out?
yeah. There's tissues in the glove box. Put your coffee down. So because now it's a race thing,
Yeah.
it stirs up all kinds of feelings and emotions, and people get all kinds of fucking crazy about it, you know. But we gotta stick together. We gotta remain solid as a unit. You know, I don't care. I don't give a damn what color you are. If you're white, green, orange, purple, yellow, pink, I don't care. You know, if you're good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. You know, and vice versa. You know, I want you to be good to me and everything, and I'll be good to you. And you know, treat your neighbor the way you want them to treat you. You know, regardless of color. Color is what makes us. The differences is what makes us all beautiful. It's what makes us all different, right? Olivia has beautiful, beautiful long hair, right? I'm bald as a fucking cue ball. I ain't got a spot of hair on my head, right? We don't hate each other because of our differences. We appreciate and love each other because of our differences, right? You didn't blow your nose on that and put it back in there, did you?
No, I saw it right here.
Oh. But when somebody is self-conscious about their difference and try to hide it, that lets a weak person exploit that. Like if I felt self-conscious about being bald, I would try to cover it up. I would have a wig or a hat on or something like that. And then people would notice that I felt self-conscious about it. And they'd be like, hey, baldy, you know, and they're going to exploit that. They're going to try to take advantage of your weakness, right? I don't feel self-conscious about being bald. It's who I am. I'm bald and beautiful, damn it. You know, it's like, if you have a problem with my baldness, that's your issue. That's your feeling. You have a problem with my baldness. I don't, you know? And it's the same thing with all of our differences. You know, if you feel self-conscious about who you are in any way, shape, or form, some asshole is going to exploit that, right? They're going to take advantage of that. And I'm not saying racism is your fault if you, but
No.
be confident in who you are, right? 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 Right. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention too, we got coffee. And today, if you've been following my my videos or anything, today is the last day for the free coffee at the Burn Dairy.
Yeah, so if you
This has
want,
been going on for quite a while. It's been on for like 2 months or something like that.
So
Like
if
a
you
month or
want a
two,
free
yeah.
coffee at Burn Dairy, today's your day.
Today's the last day to get free coffee at the Burn Dairy. Yep. The cookies, on the other hand, are not free.
But they're still yummy.
They are yummy. You gotta pay for the cookies though.
Is that the end? We're just gonna crunch on a cookie.
You got anything to say?
One thing.
Hold it.
They gotta subscribe and smash the like button.
Right.
And click the notification bell and comment and share, and that's it.
Comment down below your favorite color.
Yes.
Comment your favorite. Mine's tie-dye. I'm always wearing tie-dye. I got a new
Yeah.
Epiphone tie-dyed t-shirt.
And if it's
Got that
tie-dye,
yesterday.
what colors do you like in your tie-dye?
Yeah. What's your favorite color in your tie-dye shirts?
Yeah.
Peace.
Love. I don't know how to do this.
I don't want you to sit down because you're going to spill it. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.